Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks, JP. Yeah, 100% recommended. I actually got this like this sponge on here on top of the mic. I usually use it for home, but because at home I've got a pretty big study and it echoes really bad in there, and I found out that actually does help. It does dampen the sound a bit, so definitely recommended to get one of those. Where is the second guy? He's sick today, unfortunately, so it's just me, Fox. Not too much echo? Yeah, I'll try and get it. I've actually put the gain a bit more down. See if that actually helps. Put the gain. Yep. Let me know how that sounds. If it actually sounds a bit better, I'll just put the gain a bit more down. But we'll start the show off. Obviously, we do our weekly, well, bi-weekly show with our straw poll, which I'll link that in the chat. So tonight's straw poll, have you purchased anything from Amazon Prime Day? I know a few of the community members have actually purchased already. Joshy, he went and got, well, it wasn't actually Prime from Amazon Prime. It was actually, he bought it from JB Hi-Fi, but he ended up using the Prime Day, obviously their discount, and got himself a Stream Deck, which is absolutely fantastic. So have I purchased anything yet? I'll be honest, I have not. I have no need for anything at the moment. I went and bought a few things already before Prime Day even started. So I'm going to say no for me. So 3 for no, 1 for yes so far. We'll keep coming back and forward to this. Hopefully by the end of the show, we'll see who wins the votes in that section. But so far in the studio, it's been really going really well here, I've got to say. So 4 votes for no, 1 for yes so far. It's been going really well here. So before I actually come online tonight, I was doing a few reviews. So like I said here, if you've seen our social media, we've got the Ryzen 3700X here, processor, and we've got the X570 Aorus Pro Wi-Fi board as well, which I'm doing the review on that. So the first video you'll see out will be just the unboxing videos and just a bit of an overview on the board. And then I'll do another video of this board and this processor in one of our in our test bench or one of our cases I might build in, and been good so far, to be honest. I'm actually really impressed with the board. I've actually got the board already out, and I've got to say that it's for $460 board. I've got to say Aorus have done really well with that, and for a first time actually we haven't actually built any Ryzen machines here in the studio. So I've got the 2700X here as well. So I'll be doing comparison between the 3700X and the 2700X. Is it really worth the upgrade, going from a 27 to a 3700? Maybe just a board upgrade, or if you've got, you know, maybe an older CPU, maybe not. So we'll see when that video does come up. Hopefully, like I said, it should be up by the end of the week as it looks so far. But I've got a few other products here I want to show you guys. Excuse me. So you would have seen a while ago, Extrafy sent me some products in our social media, actually sent them to our studio. So they are designed by Ninjas in Pajamas. Joshua will love this because obviously he's a massive fan of them. They actually sent me a shitload of stuff. So I've got their gaming mouse mat. They sent me the optical gaming mouse as well from Extrafy. And I'll be doing an unboxing and review on this as well very soon. Just trying to catch up with everything at the moment. They've also sent me, looks like a Bungie USB hub as well. It actually looks pretty premium, to be honest. So that's one of those as well. They also sent me a headset. So the Pro Gaming headset from Extrafy. Looks pretty good. I haven't even opened it. Look, they're actually still sealed up. So I've got to get through all these reviews. They've also sent me the K2-RGB keyboard. Now this feels very heavy. Like for a keyboard, I don't think I've actually felt a keyboard as this heavy before. But you can actually, you open it up. I don't know if you guys can see that really, but yeah, it looks pretty awesome. It looks pretty good, to be honest, and it looks really well built. Well, the weight of the keyboard itself looks really good. Deadlux with the subscription tier 1. Thank you very much, buddy. 8 months in a row, much appreciated. And then we've got one more headset here, which is the H1. So what headset was that one? So this is the H2, and then they've also sent me the H1, which looks like includes a USB sound card included in this one as well. So I'll be doing individual unboxings for these as well, so you guys stay tuned for that. X-Fry are actually not a bad brand, to be honest, if you haven't heard of them. I'll try and get one of the admins to put a link in the chat for us, if you can, guys. Much appreciated. Josh, if you probably can do that if you're here. Cubby was thinking about getting a new, bigger Stream Deck. Yes, I've seen those actually. I don't know if I can handle a Stream Deck that large, because I don't think I'll need that many buttons. Cubby might need it though, being the editor. Does that mean he's going to stream again? Yes, he streams. Oh, it's a JP. And how to say with him, wish he would. So yeah. What we'll do is we'll definitely start off with our first topic for tonight. So Patriot comes out. So I don't know if you guys have actually remember Patriot RAM. It's been a while since I've actually seen Patriot RAM, to be honest. So Patriot comes out with the Viper 4 series, which is really made for the 3rd gen Ryzen AMD, and it's got the X570 support. So you can see here, looks pretty. It's no, it doesn't look it's got any RGBs. It just looks like it's got a heatsink on here, and it's a Viper series. Not much to say there. And here's obviously sort of price lists of MSRPs and the frequencies they're running at and the kits that comes into. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kits you can purchase, starting from $51.99 US, going up to $184.99 US. So you can see here from the cheapest one, it's 3000 megahertz, and it's got 2 4 gig sticks, and that is, well, as you can see, it's supported for all boards. But then going up to the second best here, which is 3600 megahertz, it's a 16 gig kit, primarily for the X570 at 119 US dollars. And then you've got the 4000 megahertz 16 gig kit. So if you are buying a Ryzen machine, and particularly want this Ryzen RAM, this will be one of the kits you can actually purchase as well for 184 US. What's that convert to in Australian dollars? 184 USD. So it's about 260 bucks. So it's not too bad, and it's 4000 megahertz, and that's actually obviously made for the X570 board. And as you can see here, the Viper Blackout series is 100% compatible with the current JDEC memory as standards. So it's really just made for the AMD boards. But what do you think of the actual design guides? What are your thoughts on that? Is the RGB phase finally leading? Would you prefer to get some cheaper RAM and just go for maximum speed and obviously compatibility with AMD? Let us know in the chat. But yeah, I like the black. Yeah, so do I, to be honest. It's actually growing on me at the moment. Cupcake resubscribe for tier 1, 15 months in a row. Thanks, Cuppy, much appreciated, mate. Better get a wriggle on it, mate. So I didn't actually see that deadlocks, but thanks anyway, mate. So yeah, obviously new modules coming out, particularly with obviously AMD series, and obviously they had a few glitches at the start. We have got obviously a topic on that as well regarding Destiny, so I'm not sure if they've actually fixed that yet. Obviously, Destiny had some issues there from when they first released the 3000 series. People couldn't even play Destiny on that. But yeah, so going back to this, so Blackout series frequency goes from 3000 to 4000 megahertz. $51.99. I don't know, like, if you're going to go for a, say, A320 or B350 board or an X370 board, even going up to the X470, $51.99 is actually pretty cheap, to be honest. You've had to buy, obviously, 4 of these. But if you're all looking for suitable RAM and you're looking for Patriot brand is actually pretty good. So I can't say much about them. I've had them years and years ago, and it's been a while now. Yeah, so do I. I like those speeds as well. So it's been a while now since I've had them, so I don't know if how they'll test out. But going to our next topic for tonight, is another set of AMD memory series. So I've actually got the Trident series in my home PC at the moment, and Matt was busting my chops for so long to actually get them, and I finally got them, and I do love them. I've had no issues whatsoever. I run the XMP profile straight away, had no issues overclocking. But obviously G-Skill have actually brought out the Neo series, which is actually made for the Ryzen 3000 series, and let's have a look at their kits. So on this particular, is it more than one kit available? There we go. So the Neo series runs on a few different frequencies. So you got from 266 up to 3600 megahertz. Doesn't go to 4000, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. And it is, and obviously you can control the LED from with RGB software such as ASUS, Gigabyte, MSI Mystic Lighting, ASRock. So you can change the color on this as well. But obviously, going back to this, it actually is made for the AMD motherboards. And obviously, look at those timings as well. The timings are very low. So even at the 3600 megahertz, you've got 1.35 volts, and you've got obviously a few different kits here. So you got 8 gig times 2. And you got 8 gig times 4, you got 16 gig times 2, and then 16 gig times 4 as well. So that's actually really, really good. But in the, well, is it 2 kits here? How does this work? So AMD Ryzen 3. So it looks like it's the yellow ones only. So we're running at 1.2 volts. You got 2 times 8, sorry, 8 gig times 2 and 8 gig times 4 as well. So if you're looking at the Trident series, and particularly just for AMD, so probably be for you, Deanie, at this stage, this will probably be the RAM for you to get if you're looking at getting some RGB. But like I said before, if you wanted to go for the Patriot RAM, as we were talking about before, with no RGB and obviously higher frequency, you'll be looking at this one here, which is obviously that SKU here, running at 4000 megahertz at a 16 gig kit. But it's $184. How much is this one? So got a price, no prices. Ooh, no, I can't see any prices on here. I'll link in the chat. So I forgot to actually link you guys in the chat before. Very nice, Danny. Very nice. So then you have no issues at all. So as the model I tested it on was the MSI Meg X570 Godlike. That board's so expensive. I think it's like nearly $1,000 board. But if you were looking at that, obviously new RAM from Neo, suited for the Ryzen 3000 series. It's obviously been tested on that. This will be the new Trident Z RAM you should be going for. If you got RAM already, like obviously Denny already has, yeah, exactly, $1,200 board. You obviously won't have to upgrade. You can just keep the existing RAM as long as it works, which will most likely will. But if you were looking at a completely new system, this will be the RAM to obviously get. But then, like I said, if you want to go for just plain, no color, the Patriot RAM does come probably a little bit cheaper, and obviously you're going to get a higher frequency as well. All right, so let's go to the next topic for tonight. So who here remembers Creative Sound Blaster? So obviously they've been around for a very long time. I've actually got the Blaster ZX. I've actually got it, but I've actually removed it because I'm just using the onboard sound card on my motherboard. But Creative have come back again with the AE-7 and the AE-9 Sound Blaster cards. Now, these days, I don't know, is it really worth going for an external sound card? Because if you buy even a mid to high end motherboard, the sound card inbuilt on the actual board itself is actually really, really good. So has Creative done something here that they think that they're probably aiming for the, say, podcasters or streamers to actually go for this type of style? Or is it pretty much primarily they're going to go for audiophiles where they need a real proper sound card to actually suit what they've got? I wouldn't mind actually testing this out. I've actually got a contact with Creative, so I might be able to actually get a set in here to actually see what difference between the onboard sound card on a motherboard, mid to high range, and then an external sound card like this to see the quality difference, and obviously in any headset really, to see how much benefit really you're going to get out of it. But see, mine looks like similar to that one. It's like AE-7, so it's the ZX series, so I think it's one below this one actually. Here we go here. So mine, that's what I'm running here, the ZX series here. Which is pretty, to be honest, it's actually a really good sound card. So I actually had a mid-tier board at one stage. So I actually did buy a Sound Blaster ZX card. But since then I actually eventually took it out and just didn't end up using it. But as you can see here, there's obviously 4 series. So they've got the Sound Blaster ZX series, the AE-5, the AE-7, and then the AE-9, which is obviously, it does give you much more higher spec compared to even to the ZX series. We'll Sound Blast that up. We'll bring it up and I'll link it in the chat. The Megazoc 900 trying to save their money. Yeah, I used to have the ZX series a long time ago. Yeah, look, like I said, I think everyone had some sort of Sound Blaster card back in the day. That's where I wasn't sure if it's really worth it these days to actually buy an external sound card, or PCI sound card for your system. Because even if you do buy a mid to high range motherboard, is it really going to give you much benefit? But I noticed a difference with the ZX series when I first got it from what I had on the board to when I installed the sound card. I did find it was actually a lot crisper sound. But I wouldn't mind testing out even the AE7 or the AE9 to see if there's going to be a massive difference, particularly with sound, obviously with game sound and obviously even this music, to see how much better of a sound card externally than you are doing internally on the board. Is it really worth it, you know? But is there any prices on here? Let's have a look. Matt was actually gracious enough, even though he wasn't well today, he actually did all of the talking tech topics tonight, which I really do appreciate. So as you can see here, the MSRP for the AE9 looks like it's $349 US. And then the AE7 is at $229 US. So how much is that in good old Aussie dollars? So it's $497. Hey, Matty, how you going, buddy? I'll have a look actually. Yes, the Dolby Atmos encoding. So encoding on the AE7 and the AE9, it's got the Dolby Digital Live DTS, and the benefits you're going to get out of the AE9 compared to the AE7 looks like it's got the ACM link. It's got 1x6-pin PCI power connector header required for ACM, and it's got 2 RCA left and right front. Compared to the AE7, which has got the 3.5 Toslink optical outs, 3.5 HP, and the mic in, mic out. But then compared to obviously your max playback resolution, they're both at 32-bit, and they both got 384 kilohertz, and they both got the DSD64. The DACs are slightly different. So the DAC is the ES Sabre class at 9018 compared to the 9038, and then the decibels on the DNR-SNR on the DAC is 127 decibels compared to 129. So going from the AE9 to the ZX series, you're going from 100. So on the DAC you got 120 decibels compared to 129, so 9 decibels higher. It's a pretty big difference. Well, to be honest, depending on what games you play as well, and obviously even just music. So, like I said, compared to when I installed the ZX series, I found it a massive difference, especially playing games. It was more crisper playing games. Sound quality, you know, gunshots, or even just gameplay, even just, you know, background gameplay. It did sound a lot better compared to the onboard sound card. But like I said, most of the motherboards today that come out, they've actually got really good sound cards inbuilt. So it really depends on how much of an audiophile are you and what sort of headset you've got. Because if you've got a cheap headset with a really good sound card, it will make the headset sound better, but you really need to invest in a really good headset. So more of a monitoring headset, like I use the MSR7 from Audio Technica. And to be honest, till today, I haven't bought anything higher than obviously in the price range from any other headset that I've had. But I've got to admit, the MSR7 has been an absolutely fantastic headset since I purchased it. And I really, really would recommend it to anyone, to be honest, if you're looking at a mid-range headset. Extra features, more connectivity instead of standard 3.5, better throughout, multi-channel if you're an audio. Exactly, it's exactly what I said, Matt. Yeah, you're right there as well. And it's true, exactly, yeah. Yeah, throughput. It depends what you're going to listen to, I guess, if you're going to use headphones or not. Well, obviously you wouldn't buy an external sound card if you weren't going to use it. If you were going to plug into your monitor, that's just ridiculous. It was just, yeah, it wouldn't sound right, to be honest. So yeah, that's external. That is the Sound Blaster AE-9. So is it one for you? As you can see here, there's a bit of a difference in them. To be honest, I actually like the AE9. That looks pretty cool. I like that deck. And looking at it more and more, I actually want to buy one now. But I don't know if I can justify $497 on a sound card. What do you think, guys? What are your thoughts? Is $497 Australian? That's just converting it directly from the site. You reckon it's really worth it? Ooh, Kronos. Which one's that one? A quick look here. Really? She put a link in the chat. I wonder if you should see these headsets. So yeah, going back to our topic for tonight, Matt, if you haven't seen it already. So have you purchased anything from Amazon Prime Day? So far we got 4 votes for no and 1 vote for yes. I'll put that back into the chat. Yeah, it is, Matt. I've got to admit as well, like I said, I've got the ZX series, and I've actually still got it, to be honest. And it's not a bad sound card, but I really can't justify putting it in or wasting a PCI slot just for that when the sound card on board, our boards, are actually, well, actually, I think you sold your board already. So on my board, is more suitable, to be honest. But going back to as an audiophilist, then yes, I would definitely recommend it. 100K? Oh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So we'll go to the next topic for tonight. So obviously we did a bit of a blog on this. So Cooler Master presents the Master Case H100 chassis. So if you're going to go for a smaller ITX build, the H100 may be the case for you. I don't know, what do you think of the design, guys, on this one? It looks a bit compact, I should say, and it's got its own like 240mm fan at the front of it. 240mm. So ATX, micro ATX and ITX boards, are they still, obviously there's a few LANs been popping up lately, I'm going to say, but in this case here, is it recommended to actually buy an ITX case or a micro ITX case? To me, the more, I've actually noticed as well that the hardware's been released has been so powerful, and they're actually making a smaller version of it, and it's not, if you don't have that much space, in example, in your desk or in your house or wherever you are at the moment, or you want have something with portability, then yes, I'll definitely recommend this. But as an everyday use, what do you guys think on this case here? Like, would you recommend yourselves into buying into ITX? Has anyone actually had an ITX system? I had one probably about 4 years ago now. I loved it at the time, but it did hold back on a lot of. A bit blocky, yeah, I agree there. It did help me back on a lot of upgrades that I actually wanted to do to it, and I ended up just getting rid of it, to be honest, and going back to a mid tower, then going to a full tower case. But if you are planning on obviously going to a few LANs, or if you are, want to make a home theater system PC, I would definitely go for an ITX build, because obviously with the compact system itself. But as a personal build every day, be honest, I don't think I'll ever go back to an ITX system. My next build I'll be doing, which was my current one now at the moment, my Leon Lee case, I'm just waiting for some water cooling parts to arrive so I can actually go back to custom loop. IC box built for a mate. A bit blocky, yes it was. Yeah, well, it looks like it's a pretty simple case of building, to be honest. So it does house a few things. So you can have up to 4 SSDs or 3 SSDs and one 3.5-inch drive. So we've got four 2.5 inch drives, or three 2.5 inch and one 3.5. It also looks like it houses a full PSU as well, which is blocking absolutely everything. Like I said, this case wouldn't be for much for viewing, to be honest, because once you put the PSU in, it actually covers everything. What are your thoughts on that? To be honest, I don't mind it, but I don't like the design of the PSU. That's just something that's, yeah, sort of putting me off everything. Because every time, unless you've got obviously a modular PSU, if you wanted to upgrade or change something in the case, you've literally got to pull everything off just to get to it. The PSU goes right in front. So we've got a built-in handle. I've actually got, which is up here. Yeah, so I don't know. What are your thoughts, guys, on this case? I know obviously Matt likes it, but in this case here, I don't know. It's not really not really feeling it. I might need to see it in the studio itself. So I might actually request Cooler Master to send me one out for me to actually have a look at and see what we can build in it, to be honest. But in this case here, just looking at the photos itself, and it's obviously got a solid side panel. I wonder if it comes with the glass side panel as well with it. If you can buy that extra feature with the glass side panel, which probably, I'll be honest, you probably wouldn't want it anyway, because if it's, once you've got the system built up, you've got the PSU pretty much covering everything. But then it reminds me of what they got the fan. I'm surprised they actually put like even just a grill of some sort here. So once you got the case on, at least you got induct from the fan. So that's pretty, I don't know if they've actually done a really good job with that. Heck is that weird looking? It's not for you, Danny? Yeah. BattleBull. Yeah. So I don't know. That's a hit and miss for me at the moment. Unless I've got to see it in person, then I'll make a difference in it, but I'll make up my mind with it. But unfortunately, at this stage, it's a bit of a hit and miss. All right, so EKWB have released the EK vector blocks for the Navi GPUs. So obviously the 5700 XT and the 5700. There's obviously been some rumors about the 5600 as well being released out. So we should hear some news about that hopefully next couple of weeks. But obviously EKWB have released their new GPU blocks. So they've obviously got a clear perspex one and a solid block here as well. Who here is actually looking at the RX 5700 XT series? Because of what I've seen so far in performance, thanks Joshy for your 9 months. Much appreciated, mate. Cut it out. 24K pirate. The RX 570 has to be a RX 550 series eventually. Yeah. But in this case here, obviously water cooling the card, you're going to get better performance in overclocking room, obviously keeping the card cooler. But, well, there is another topic about that coming up soon regarding the RX 5700 and the RX 5700 XT. So these blocks will be released. Are they released yet? What blocks? They're actually on for pre-order. So the Nickel Plus Plexi is 139 USD and the acetal is 134, and then the vector blocks for the 57-XT blocks is $32 and 39 USD as well. Backplates. Oh, sorry, so actually you have to buy the backplate on its own. Where's the backplate? Okay, it doesn't say. You thought it would have come with it, to be honest. Even for $139, you think you'd actually buy the backplate with it. So what's that in Australian? Just simple conversion. I've got my little converter here. So it's about $200 for this block. I don't know, the performance I've seen so far for the 5700 XT and the 5700 is actually really, really good. So water blocking the card, if you were going to looking at buying it, I would definitely, obviously, definitely custom loop it. But obviously there has been a few rumors going around, obviously some leaks as well in regarding the aftermarket ARB boards coming out with this series board, this series graphics card. So hopefully we should see that soon. But good work from EKW on that one. So this is the next topic I wanted to talk about. So AMD Navi 10 reaches 2.2 gigahertz. So what we see here is going to be some interesting news in regard to this. So compared to the RTX 2070 Super, which is on this chart here, the power consumption is at 206.8 watts. Now, what they've done so far here on the 5700 XT max core clock with a power limit at 95%, pulling 250 watts, as you can see here. And then you've got the RTX 2070 Super max boost with power limit as well, pulling 218 watts. For me in particular, like I say pretty much in every Talking Tech, if you are going to buy any board or any motherboard or any video card or CPU processor, if you're looking at overclocking, the least of my concerns is how much wattage the hardware is actually pulling. But in this case here, it does sort of count in regard to a graphics card, because the more wattage is pulling, the more heat is drawing through the chip itself. But what it's done so far, if you look at this, the Radeon RX 5700 XT at max overclock at 95% power limit is literally on par with an RTX 2080 FE 8 gig. So if you look here, it's 0.8 difference between the two. And that's at 95% power limit. You are obviously pushing the card to its max limit, but you have got speeds of you've got the same FPS at 129 compared even to the RTX 2070 overclocked with power limit on. It's running at 126.6 FPS, and that's at 1080p, DX12 on, and Ultra. And there's not much more on that one. Then compared to the old school Radeon Vega 64 8 gig, which is running at 93.2, an average of 93.2 FPS. And then going back to say the standard 57 XT, not overclocked, the standard, and that's running at 116 FPS. So maxing out the power limiter on the 5700 XT will give you, according to videocars.com, will give you the exact same FPS as a 2080 Founders Edition. So that's really, really good. And it's actually also superseding the actual RTX 2070 as well. And that's been pushed at super max overclock with the power limiter at full as well. And it's only getting 126.6 FPS. We are looking at only 3 FPS difference between the 2070 and the 5700 XT. But the price difference between them two as well is obviously comparable with that at the same time. So if you're looking at prices, oh sorry, I'll link this in the chat again. I forgot to keep doing it. I'll try and get some prices comparable to them. Let's see, the RX price. All right, so I'll bring a bit of a thing in here compared to the 2080 FE price. I'll go to NVIDIA's site. Where's the prices here? See if we can get some prices on here. These will be in US dollars. I'll go to PLE. And I'll bring up 2082. All right, so let's go for filter. Just going to filter these out. Checklist. No, it's not bringing up boards. No, let's just go to motherboards. Graphics cards. Okay. 080. All right, so for example, Scorptech's got an 5700 XT for $679, right? It's a standard Radeon Sapphire. Then you go to example PLE, which I've got some, what's the cheapest card here? The 2080s or the 2080 Ti's. The RTX Duke from MSI for $1,100. Asus's version is $1,200. So you're talking about almost a $300 to $400 difference in price difference compared to the RTX, the 5700 XT, and you're able to get the exact same speed, or actually exact same FPS for almost about $300 difference. Now we're going back to this, like I said, this is pretty much what video cards have come out with. So for the RTX 2080 FE, so looking at 129.8 FPS compared to 129 FPS. But like I said, that's the 2080 FE wasn't overclocked yet. That's stock. You're maxing out the XT with a max overclock at 95% power limit, and you're actually able to get the same clock speed as a stock 2080 FE. To be honest, for $400 difference, if you didn't mind not having ray tracing, the 5700 XT does look very promising compared to anything else. I would love to actually do that in-house, actually see if I can get those same clock speeds as that, as what video cards have actually showing on here. Even compared to the RTX 2070 Super max overclock with power limit of full, it's getting 126. And then the RTX 2070 Super stock is getting 119. Well, it's not much, FPS difference between, from actually standard 5700 XT right up to the 2080. But obviously, when you've got one or more screens, or if you want to keep running on Ultra, and mind you, this is running at 1080p as well, so it's not even running at 1440. So you probably drop maybe 10 FPS, maybe 15 FPS on all those stats if you're going to go run at 1440. The XT at max overclock with 95% power limit does look very, very promising compared to what NVIDIA's version has got between a 2080. What do you guys think of the chat? Is it something for you guys in regard to that? Do you think that it's actually worthwhile getting the 2080 Super? The 2070 Super, or a 2080 Founders Edition where you can save $300-400 and get the 5700 XT? I don't know, it looks pretty promising. Matt's throwing this one too. Don't know why, but I'm gonna show you guys anyway. Parents name their baby Google after Google. I don't know. Baby names are important. If you need suggestions, you can always try Google, or as Indonesian family did, you can skip the looking at on Google and just name your kid after it. Reports parents Ella and Andy decided to name their son Google. Ella was originally named her husband Idea, only referring to her son as baby boy during the first few months after birth, but eventually warmed up after the name. God. I don't know if it's smart or just stupid naming your son Google, because if obviously if you have actually got a Google Home, last thing you want to do is say hey Google, but yeah, that's just, I don't know about that. But good topic, Matt. I'll give you that one. And going to our next topic. So makers of a horror game that was removed from Steam say it's not coming back anytime soon. So I didn't actually read this topic, to be honest. When it was released in February, the eventually received thousands of positive reviews on Steam. It was becoming popular with reviewers on Twitch. But it was taken down only after a couple of weeks when it was fans discovered art in the game appeared to be fun of China's president, to make fun of China's president. Let's say that. 5 months later, the studio behind the game says it will still won't be returning to the Steam in the near future. While in mediation, this is still in progress. Red Candle's co-founder have reached an ominous decision to re-release the Devotion in the near term, including but not limiting to obtaining profits from sales, revisions, IP authorizations, prevent unnecessary misconceptions. Red Candle Games said the statement released. So I don't know. I haven't actually even played this game. I haven't even heard of it. You guys, what do you guys let us know in the chat? What is your thoughts about this game? I've never heard of this game, to be honest, whatsoever. Call the kid what you want. But Google, JP, honestly, I don't know about Google. About that. So who here has actually seen, who has actually played this game? Or what this game's actually about? Fines, mate. Yeah, it is invert, but like I said before, you are gaining the same performance of the standard 2080 FE, but overclocking the RX, the 5700 XT to its max power limit to achieve those FPS, to achieve the same FPS. But then again, you aren't getting ray tracing with AMD's variant. So if you guys have actually played this game, I've never played it. I don't even know what the hell it's about, to be honest. Going to our next topic for tonight. So Sports Direct is taking over a game in deal worth £52 million. It's into the chats. All right, where's my chat? I've lost the chat. Here we go. No, not really invert. I don't think you'll lose that much bandwidth in regarding from using PCI3 to PCI4. You'll get maximum bandwidth using PCI4 on a PCI4 board, yes. But I don't think any game, to be honest, will actually even utilize what PCI4 is actually really meant for at the moment. So it's ahead of its time, but I don't think any AAA titles will actually utilize its full bandwidth of the video card and the slot as well at the same time. So according to the article, last month we heard that Sports Direct was looking to save UK retailer Game with a takeover bid worth roughly £52 million. Now, just over a month later, looks like the takeover is all set to go forward with Sports Direct to set its own 84% of game shares. That's, well, pretty much taken over the whole thing. Filings last week showed the Sports Direct acquiring 100, well, whatever that says, shares in Game, bringing its total stake at 80% and making the majority stakeholder. Sports Direct is owned by Mike Ashley, who has made several high street retail takeovers in recent years. Game already has relationships with Sports Direct, and Game stands can be found in several stores. With Sports Direct to take over in gaming retailer, we can likely expect the partnership expand considerably. Most definitely. Due to take over Game will be removed from London Stock Exchange in August, giving minority shareholders a chance to sell their shares now prior to being delisted moving forward. There you go. It's taking over. And look what I was discussing at the start of the show as well. So Destiny 2, so this is 4 days ago. So Destiny 2 appears to be broken on 3rd gen Ryzen PCs, but a fix is coming. So an update, which is on the 12th of the 7th, which I'll link in the chat. Earlier this week, we learned that Destiny 2 players upgrading from AMD Ryzen 3000 CPUs on the X570 motherboards were having trouble launching the game. Bungie has been investigating the issue this week, but so far the developers haven't been able to patch out the problem. Fortunately, it looks like they may not have to, as the X570 BIOS update is being rolled out to the motherboard vendors. Should fix the Destiny 2 problem in addition to issues affecting the Ryzen 3000s on Linux. So if you are still playing Destiny, and you are still having issues with that, so definitely recommend, if there's an X570 BIOS update for your motherboard, is to update the BIOS. So their main issue lies with the specific introduction set. So some versions of Linux has left the machines unable to boot, and for Destiny it means that the game can't launch. In a statement, AMD has reportedly said that they identified the root cause to implement it in a BIOS fix for an issue impacting the ability to run the certain Linux distributions on Destiny 2 on the Ryzen 3000 processors. So obviously, if you have got a BIOS update for your motherboard, which most likely you will, actually probably this board need an update as well, we'll definitely update it. And if you are still playing Destiny, hopefully that's fixed your issue. If not, Bungie will be obviously hopefully releasing a patch for that fix if it hasn't been done yet. Going back to the straw poll, so what are we sitting at the moment? So have you purchased anything from Amazon Prime Day? I've said no, because I haven't actually purchased anything yet. But one has said yes. So I'll look to see in the chat who actually said yes in the chat so far for that one. So 5 for no, 1 for yes. Surprised Matt hasn't gone out and actually bought anything so far, because usually if he has bought something, he would tell me straight away. But I think he's got a bit of a cart going at the moment, which he'll most likely be buying soon. JP, what'd you end up buying? Let us know. Let us know. And this will be my most likely next upgrade. I've had the heater for work. How do you go with that? So I was going to just move my phone, I forgot. So that's right. So I've been using the Pixel 3 XL for a while now, and to be honest, I actually do like the phone, but I hate the way it's been operating. They've released so many updates on this phone, security updates and bug fixes for the OS, but I'm finding it, and I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if anyone has actually owned a Pixel 3 XL or Pixel, anything, Pixel 3 or Pixel 2, but I'm finding it actually freezes up very bad. Like it comes to a stage where it actually becomes unusable for a second there, and then it works again and it stops working. Or going to the camera, it takes like, 2 or 3 seconds for it to activate, and then if you go in portrait mode or if you go in landscape mode, it just freezes up. But going back to the topic for tonight, looks like there's been some massive leaks on the Note 10, which looks absolutely gorgeous on this, according to Kit Guru. So the last update was on the 10th of the 7th, so we're looking at what, another, it was 6 days ago. At this point, we know that Samsung have scheduled the launch event for, which we have obviously updated on our social media as well, if you weren't paying attention, on the Galaxy Note 10, which takes place on the 7th of August. We've heard plenty of rumors regarding the design, but it looks like they have finally been proven thanks to the image leaks showing off the full phone. I don't know if you get some bigger pictures of that, but looking at it so far, full screen, it's got the camera in the middle as well, which doesn't really bother me, to be honest. I do miss my pen because I used to use it a lot. It's got 3 cameras on there. It looks absolutely sleek. What do you think, guys, in the chat? Hey, buddy, how you going? Yeah, it looks absolutely sleek. I absolutely love it. But I think I'm not sure about, obviously, is that just representing the camera, or is there going to be a camera on the pen? I don't know. What do you think, guys? I don't think there is, to be honest, because you can see the clicker on there. Pretty sure that just is showing that there's going to be a tiny ass camera at the front. I don't know if there's any specs related to it though. Actually, which reminds me, Matt, did you end up getting your 10 Plus back? Let us know in the chat. So I know you had to send yours back to Telstra, which was your second phone, wasn't it? I think it was. So I don't know if he actually got his phone back. He hasn't told me yet. But according to this, we expect that the notes for this year, the rumors suggest that there might be more than one version of the notes, mimicking the S10 and the S10 Plus with different screen sizes. It's unclear if there was a third version marketed towards those looking to jump into the 5G, but it is possible. Other rumors also suggest triple cameras to be set in the back on it, and an in-screen fingerprint scanner, and possibly remove the headphone jack, leaving users rely on USB Type-C audio, which using the Pixel 3, I'm actually used to it by now because I actually ended up buying a Bluetooth headset, which made a hell of a lot difference. But I do miss my headphone jack, to be honest. We don't know much truth about the rumors, but told the idea of using Samsung store for us for the next few weeks is much closer. Aside from the Galaxy Note 10, there are some rumors to suggest that Galaxy Fold could also return to the public's eye in the event, but we are still waiting confirmation on that one too. To be honest, I still prefer this over the Galaxy Fold so far. Yes, I did. This one is okay, thank God. Oh, that's really good news, mate. Hopefully it's treating you well. So yeah, I'll be honest, if I had to go for my next phone upgrade, I'm definitely going to be looking at this. So I'll be definitely looking at the Note 10. Matt will be actually the ones to actually vouch for this. I've been wanting a Pixel phone since Pixel 2 got released. Never got it. Ended up getting the Pixel 3 XL. And to be honest, if it wasn't playing up the way it does, like freezing and does get a bit warm on the back, I wouldn't mind it. I still love it. But I really hope there's some sort of update, or I might just get in contact with Google with this and see if I can actually get this thing either replaced, repaired, or changed over. Because that's the only thing that's doing my head in, is actually why it freezes up. Oh, really? I missed my Note 9. I got rid of that one. So the Note 10 being released August 7th. That's going to be really. I'll be actually really can't wait to see that that release video as well. I think it's being live streamed at the same time. So yeah, and that's it. That's all the topics. I've actually smashed all the topics for tonight. I've got to thank Matt once again. I know he wasn't well today, and I really appreciate him doing all the topics for tonight. I know hopefully he gets well very soon, and we'll definitely be seeing him in the next Talking Tech as well. Yeah, you should. And you want the change? You know what? Just wait for it. It looks tidy. I want the swap from Apple. I haven't had an iPhone in years. Yeah, absolute years. To be honest, Cam. It's probably been at least 3, maybe 4 years since I've had an iPhone. I think the last iPhone I had was iPhone 7. That was my last one. I think, Dina, I think we'll both be looking at upgrades next, mate. So I think the Note 10 will be our next major phone upgrade. I don't think it'll be cheap, to be honest. And according to the article, there's going to be more than one phone. So they might have a smaller version and a larger version of the Note 10, or they'll just have screen resolution, different sizes, and you might have 5.6 and you might have 6.3. Or I think it's 5.8 and 6.3 screen sizes here. So should see soon. iPhone is really simple. It's made for simple people. I'll be honest, the ecosystem on Apple, I really can't stand it at all. It just literally just ties you in with iTunes. I know there's other software you can get. It's aftermarket software you can use to download your program, download your apps and your pictures and music and so forth. But I really cannot get her out from Android. I want to go to Samsung for the extra features they offer. Yeah, the other good thing about Pixel in particular is obviously another reason why I wanted a Pixel is the unlimited data you get, space on Google Drive, and all your 4K and imagery goes at 4K. It's included with the phone itself, which is really good. Simple people. I've always said it. My wife's got an Apple, and the only reason why she likes it is because it's simple to use. That is actually her answer. So I don't know. All right, guys, that's going to be the end of the show. Like I said, I've done an unboxing. Well, I've started my unboxing video so far with the X570 motherboard and the 3700X CPU as well. Pixel is good if you don't want manufactured bloatware. Yeah, it's true, but if the phone keeps fucking freezing, it's useless. So yeah, I've done the X570 Aorus Pro Wi-Fi unboxing so far. I've got to finish a video just after the show. Going back to what I was talking about before, Extrafy, look out for this video as well. So we're doing unboxing on all their products they've sent me. So I'll do another quick plug-in. They've sent me the, what's this? The XG-GP1-L from Extrafy, which is a mouse mat. They've also sent me the mouse bungee with a USB hub. Looks very premium. So it's got 4 USB. They have the USB 3.0, although 2.0s. No, all USB 2.0, which is still okay. They've sent me the Extrafy M2 mouse as well. Now, dude, like I said before, they are with ninjas in pajamas, so these guys have actually designed it too as well. You got the K2 RGB keyboard as well. That looks absolutely fantastic. Like I said, the weight on this keyboard, I really can't wait to pull this keyboard out. I might actually even do it after the show. Then you've got the H1 headsets, which includes the new USB sound card as well. And then last but not least, you've got the XG-H2 headset, which I've got to find out what the difference between the two is when I do the unboxing and the reviews as well. So it's apparently got gaming optimized sound at the same time. So stay tuned for those. They're really going to be fantastic. Hopefully their quality is really good as well, but I'll let you guys know in that review. But do stay tuned. And also too, we've got, see you at Melbourne Esports Open. I will be there 100%. Now I've actually got some more news, which I lifted over there. So next month, there's going to be a LAN called LANDO. So PC419 will definitely be there. A few of the streamers are going to be with me as well. Hopefully Matt is well enough, actually well by that time, and he'll be coming with me as well. So we'll be there for 2 days. It's up in August. I'll get the link in the link now. Give me 1 second. So do stay tuned for this. Stay tuned for up to our social medias. I'll get our social media team to start posting up their banners for this one. So it's LANDO. It's been sponsored by a few. So PLE Computers, High Def, Steel Series, Xenox, Intense Gaming, and Zen Gaming Lounge as well. It's in 38 days. It's 500 plus people land. The date's on the 24th and 25th of August. It is BYOC PC, so $30. Console is $20. Cosplay is $5. All players and spectators must register before the events. We're going to be there for the 2 days. I think it's, according to the organizers, as what I said, apparently it goes for 27 hours straight. So 27 hours, it will start from, I think, the morning of the Saturday and finish maybe late night on the Sunday. There'll be security there at the event as well, so you guys can actually also I've actually seen the layout of how they've done it. It looks absolutely awesome. PC419 is going to be there. The banner will be there as well, so you guys can come say hello to us. We'll be streaming on there. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming like we did with Landslide for 12 hours straight. We might just cut it in and out. I'll be doing a few interviews as well with a few streamers that are actually going to be at the event. One person I can guarantee, Slickflow, will be with me there as well. We'll be doing some gaming with him at the same time. So it's going to be absolutely fantastic with him, and hopefully Matt will be there as well. We'll bring our PCs. I'll be most likely be using this beast, which is my MSI GS65. Really can't wait to actually test that out. To be honest, I ended up buying an RTX laptop before I even bought an RTX desktop graphics card. So I've actually tested this one out properly. Hey Charlie, how you going, buddy? So going back to LANDO, we'll be there, and also too, speaking of Charlie, obviously the Gaming Battlegrounds will be there as well, so we'll meet a few of those guys. I'm not sure who's attending. Sure, Charlie can actually say in the chat if he's going to be there, or if they're representing someone to send someone up there as well. But there will be a few PUBG events, because obviously the Gaming Battlegrounds are obviously mainly into PUBG. They do have, which Charlie has posted on their Facebook page, they've got an event coming up on this Saturday just for PUBG. So if you guys want to enter that, Asus and Nvidia, have put in a little bit of a care package for the winners for that tournament. So go into that. Andy, how you going, buddy? So if you want to enter that, it's on this Saturday night at 8 p.m. I'm not sure how many spots are left. I'm sure Charlie will let you know in the chat into that. So if you're interested into that, do join into that. PUBG, I've actually just re-downloaded PUBG not last night, night before. Hopefully I might have some time playing tonight. If not, I will definitely be playing over the weekend with them. Just getting started with my new 9700K. Congratulations, buddy. So yeah. But going back to that, we'll definitely be at Landu. We'll give you some more information regarding to that once more info comes into this. But it's in 38 days, end of August, so 25th of August. And then don't forget about that. I think 2.5 or nearly 3 weeks after that. Actually, no. Yeah, it's actually 3 weeks after that, PAX is going to be on. So another major event we're going to be at. So that's going to be... Oh, actually, what have we got? We've got Melbourne Esports. Then we've got... Landu. I can't remember Melbourne Esports. It's actually one before the other. We're going to be at MEO Melbourne. When is MEO? Oh my god. So we've got Landu. Then the week after that, we've got Melbourne Esports. And then 2 weeks after that, we've got PAX. It's going to be a very busy 3 weeks. Yes, it is, mate. So yeah, my PC ain't turning on. I'm literally panicking. Oh, really, Vince? Seriously? So yeah, sorry to hear that, buddy. So we're going to be very busy in the next month, really. So we got Landu, then we got Melbourne Esports, and then we've got 2 weeks after that we've got PAX. God help us. But we'll definitely be there. I was there last year for Melbourne Esports. I took my son there, but this year we are going there officially as PC419. So we obviously will be doing a lot of the media footage there as well, going around the booths. Yeah, I've been hearing this buzzing sound on the power supply. Oh, looks like maybe a faulty power supply. That's what it sounds like, mate. Sorry to hear that. So yeah, anyway, guys, that's the end of the show. I'd like to thank everyone. Hopefully Matt is obviously getting better very well. Hopefully he gets better soon, to be honest. And we'll see him here next Talking Tech. But I'd like to thank everyone that's joined in and everyone that's joined in so far. At the end of the show, obviously we always raid someone. But before we do that, I'd like to thank Extrafly once again for sending me all these products. And also do stay tuned for the X570 Aorus Pro Wi-Fi and the 3700X motherboard CPU review coming up soon. But we'll be doing the unboxing video first, and then I'll be doing the review after that. Who do you want to actually rate tonight? From that, let us know in the chat. While I do that, I'll be thanking the sponsors and supporters. So like PLE, Cooler Master, Bloom Designs, and BattleBull as well. So if you want to purchase those guys, head over to ple.com.au and use the PC419 VIP code, and hopefully you get a good discount on your next mic, either BattleBull chair, peripherals from Cooler Master, and just from PLE itself. Guys, what do you think? I'll be okay, guys. Thanks for asking. No worries, mate. So let us know in the chat, guys. Who should we rate tonight? I might just take about all of these tabs out of the way. But before I do go, I actually want to find out who. Still got 6 votes. So 6 votes for no and 1 vote for yes. And we know that yes is JP, which you bought a heater. Oh, Butcher's coming out. Awesome. All right, so who can we raid? Let's go. Who's in my list to read? I might have to check on this one. Oh, Butcher's actually online. Okay, yeah, I've got him in. Give me one second. We're saying Butcher's coming to Landu. Yeah, we'll raid Butcher tonight. Let's raid him. Did he change his name to Butcher Steve? Yeah, it's him. Yep, alright, let's raid Butch. Alright, raid. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining in. I'd like to thank everyone here. That's it, buddy, I got him. I'd like to thank everyone here for joining in. Matt, hopefully you get better soon. Guys, let us know in the chat actually let us know in the chat what you actually think of Xtrfy so far. Obviously being a fairly new brand, I'll do a bit of an unboxing on that so you guys can stay tuned on the video for that. Don't forget the X570 and the 3700X review will be coming out soon. I've got 2 projects running at the same time for Sam Green Media, building him a PC, which will be a sponsored PC from PC419. That should be done by the end of the week. And thank you very much. That's how you spell it. Yes, it is. And I'm going to rate him now. All right, guys, thank you very much. And we'll see you guys in the next, hopefully 2 weeks. And see you later.